Good morning, Rob. You'd have to be described as irrepressible. You're not one to let the grass grow under your feet. And now you've got some very good commodities growing under your feet in the Yukon. Tell me more.
Well, Gareth, that's a very expansive declaration, but thanks. But some would accuse us of letting the grass grow under our feet. We were alerted to the fact that there may be critical minerals within the zinc deposit by our neighbour, Fireweed Metals. So we went and took a look at the samples, dug through the database, which is something that hasn't been done for a very long time. And we found a high-grade germanium and nice looking gallium as well. So a very positive result from the work that we did there, which was a Christmas job effectively. We did that through the Christmas period, gave us something to do as we're waiting to get cracking up at Cloncurry again.
Yes, well, I'm sure shareholders are happy to hear that while others were sunning themselves on the beach over Christmas, you were very busy adding value to the company. Now, germanium and gallium, they're an emerging story. They're attracting a lot of attention, particularly in North American markets where this discovery is.
I guess firstly because of what's going on in China and their restriction on critical minerals exports. Fireweed, as I said, alerted us to the potential for our deposit, and of course they've received funding from the US Department of Defence, the Canadian Infrastructure Fund, to advance their project over there. So all very positive, I think, for this little part of the world where we are up in the Yukon.
And why is government money being thrown at germanium and gallium?
It comes back to the China story, I think, where the restriction on exports of gallium and germanium, they're all very important in all sorts of processes within defence and semiconductors, the super chips that they're building today. It's all extremely important, and I think that's why there's a major focus at the moment on it.
And but wait, there's more sort of story for the Yukon. You've got other stuff other than that as well.
Yes, so as we've released today, we continued mining the database, and there's a very big gold soil anomaly, 2.5 Ks by 1.5 Ks. Never really been looked at. It was done prior to the group that controlled this company before my guys came along, or we came along, and they didn't do any work on it. And so again, we've just gone through the data. It was done, the work was done there in the 2000s, and we've uncovered a significant intrusive related gold system, so an IRGS. Now the importance of this is that about 80 Ks as a crow flies, there's a company up there called Snowline Gold. It's worth taking a look at. They've announced a major gold discovery, currently 7.5 million ounces and growing, massive intercepts. I mean, it's really quite special. So we've started looking at it through that lens. What we got out of the soil samples and the rock chip samples, we were getting gold up to 1 gram, silver up to 560 grams, so big credits for silver. But of real interest to us is antimony. So we're seeing some of the assays there coming in at over 1%. So again, antimony, bit of a flavour of the month thing, but again, coming back to China, it's, they've banned that. So anyone who's got anything that looks like it can get up antimony-wise is in the game.
Well, it sounds like a Christmas wish come true. Gold, antimony, gallium, germanium, they really are top high on anyone's wish list. How do you approach this project now in the Yukon?
So right now we're still in the depths of winter, of course, so the field season there probably cranks up at earliest April, maybe May. It gives us the opportunity to get there. We want to go and finish off our own internal DD around this. So we need to go to Vancouver and Whitehorse, get into our storage units, possibly do some re-assaying, which we spoke to in the certainly around the zinc. Do some re-assaying of the pulp, so pretty cheap. So it's basically just going up, sorting through the storage units, pulling out what we might want to resample, particularly for the gallium. We think that the gallium is possibly underreported given the technique that they use, because let's face it, 12, 14 years ago they weren't looking for gallium, they were just looking for zinc and lead. So for us, I think a fantastic opportunity. on a project which we've actively been looking to sell, and we've had 2 major cracks at it, 3 in reality, and haven't been able to get those people over the line. So let's hope it's a happy day for us and an unhappy day for them.
Well, you spent a lot of time in a former life in North America and Canada. You'll be going back there, a lot of networks that you can sort of you can plug into to try and see what sort of interest is around Yukon.
Absolutely, and so I am going to go back very shortly. I don't like getting on planes anymore, particularly long hauls, particularly at the back of the bus. So I am going, and part of that trip will be going to Whitehorse, where currently the balmy maximum temperature is -15 and -20 every day. So I've done that before. I'm older now. I'm not particularly looking forward to it, but I am quite excited to get up there, meet the department, meet some of the people that worked for us previously, and get a feel for how we can get this going again.
Well, it seems you're really running the extremes from the freezing cold of North America in winter. There's also things heating up in the hot fields of Cloncurry. What's happening with your mongoose deposit, which has been very exciting over the last couple of years?
Yeah, currently 42 up there and 90% humidity, and of course a lot of rain coming through from that recent tropical depression. So we'll look to be back on the ground up there around April, doing more work. In the interim, we are talking to our neighbours about still realising some sort of value from the mongoose deposit. It makes a lot of sense to bolt it on there. So that's a work in progress, and something else that was going on through the Christmas period as our neighbours got their corporate structure and funding sorted out. So no secret, you know, we're sitting around the table, and with a bit of luck we'll get something happening there. So this thing could be in production within the 12, perhaps 18 months or so.